Hey folks, y'all see the title. Now there's no nice way of doing these. There's nothing nice about these. I don't like these. But we're going to do this because we have to do this. Anybody that's been watch me know where my stance is on illegal aliens, the politicians that allow it, the citizens that like the so-called American citizens that foster this stuff, and the detriment that comes that can come with it. When you have a wide open border and people coming in by the millions and you have no idea what you letting in. But anyway, due to the nature of it, is certain words I'm going to blur over because y'all know Massive Dynamics algorithm is just always waiting, just hanging out, waiting on you to say something so it can pop up on you. Regardless, it don't care nothing about the reason that you're talking about, what it is, the context of the story. The machine does not care. Okay, so let's go ahead and run it down. And it's a short video. Actually, it's a pretty short story. This happened today. Well, by the time you getting this, is going to be after midnight, unless you're on the West Coast. So this happened. This story is from yesterday, from the New York Post. Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and get going. You see what it says: migrant wanted for questioning and an assault. Strangling a little girl, 11 years old, found deceased under a bed by her dad. Okay. All right. Let's listen to Mr. Police Commander here. He has four stars on his collar, so I'm guessing, you know, he's a big shit.
No arrests have been made. This 18-year-old Juan Carlos Garcia Rodriguez is a person of interest. He was living there in the apartment complex. He was last seen in the apartment complex at 4 p.m. Monday. His whereabouts are not known. We've been asked several times over the last 24 hours.
You see what? Listen again.
He was last seen in the apartment complex at 4 p.m. Monday. His whereabouts are not known.
He was last seen in the apartment complex about 4 p.m., but now his whereabouts is unknown.
We've been asked several times over the last 24 hours. We have concerns that he was fleeing to Mexico. I don't have any information that he is fleeing to Mexico. He is Guatemalan, so his whereabouts are unknown. That's what we're asking for the public stuff. I think there's, a chance somebody knows where he's at. If they do, we're asking that they reach out to us, either the department or Crime Stoppers, which is offering a reward for information that leads to his arrest.
Okay, so let me mute that just in case it decides to auto start after we roll down. All right, let's hit it. Texas cops have named a person of interest in the brutal act and murder of 11-year-old Maria Gonzalez, who was found by her heartbroken father after he returned home from work. Guatemalan migrant Juan Carlos Garcia Rodriguez, 18 years old, was wanted for questioning related to the shocking crime, Pasadena officials say. Y'all know this is in Texas. Rodriguez lived in the same apartment complex as Gonzalez, but has since disappeared, police said. You heard what he said about people. They has asked him, did he go back to Mexico? Where he from? Guatemala. So you got to go through Mexico to get to Guatemala, unless you swim around the Gulf of Mexico or fly over it in a plane. But I doubt if an 18-year-old boy, has, the money to, well, I say 18-year-old boy, I call him an 18-year-old young man, because 18-year-old, you ain't a boy. You're a young man, but you're not a boy. At 18, you know better. Hell, 18, I've been in the Army for my second year in the Army. I was 18 because I joined when I was 17. That ain't boy stuff. But anyway, Rodriguez lived in the same apartment complex as Gonzalez, but has since disappeared. He entered the United States through El Paso County in January, self-surrendering to border officers before being handed papers and let loose into the country. Department of Homeland Security sources told News Nation. This is what happens every day down here, folks. Every day. Because y'all know I'm in South Texas. Every day. And they are here they're in this country by the millions. And you don't know who's walking across that border. But one thing I keep telling people, these aren't dentists and doctors and lawyers and people of prominence. People of prominence ain't leaving where they at. Were they up on high and then got to come here and go back down to the bottom? You can call me, man, Nick, that's effed up. It sure is. Now, which is more effed up? Me telling the truth or what happened to this child? So you go look at yourself in the mirror and tell me I'm effed up. Let's go. Let's start there. The girl was assaulted before being strangled to death, according to the local medical examiner. Her father, Carmelo Gonzalez, called 911 on Saturday after he returned home to find his child stuffed into a laundry basket and placed underneath a bed. He told a dispatcher she was not breathing, and arriving medics pronounced her deceased at the home. And that's the 18-year-old boy. Now, how old that picture is, I don't know if that picture is here in the apartment complex, in his apartment where he was staying with, or the girl's apartment, somebody else, a place in Guatemala. I mean, I have no idea. But you can see that ain't no little old 18-year-old boy. Okay? Yeah, Juan Carlos Garcia Rodriguez. Yeah, da-da-da-da-da. Okay. Detectives found a key at the scene which didn't match any of the doors in the residence. But it did open another apartment in the complex, officials said. We'll come back to that. Yeah, we'll come back to that. Police tied Garcia Gonzalez to the residence and interviewed him, but he has not been seen since Monday afternoon. So if police tied Gonzalez to the residence and interviewed him, that means they had him in their possession, but has not been seen since Monday afternoon, which means they had him and they let him go. They let him go. I mean, forget the fact. Now, here we go. I know I'm going to lose some people, but I'm going to say it anyway. And I know it's true. And even the ones that may not like it, or you may not share my hue, you know I'm telling you the truth. If that had been an 18-year-old black boy, and they had this little girl that you looking at right there, 11 years old, and they dug her out of a damn thing, and they pinned it to you for you could place you there because the key to your apartment is there, and they talked to me, you wouldn't have been let go. You may not have been, brutalized or nothing like that, but you was going with Pasadena PD. You wasn't going to waltz on off down the street. You can call me all kind of names you want. It won't be nothing I ain't heard before. That wouldn't have happened. And you can, well, erase it. No, it's reality. See, I live in the real world. There's no way that 18-year-old boy would have went somewhere just like that 18-year-old boy shouldn't have been able to go anywhere once they tied him to being there and dealing with the severity of what happened to this child. At least till we find out what's going on. Pasadena Police Chief Josh Bruger would not confirm reports he had successfully fled the country. Well, probably because he can't. because then you say it, then you got to take it back when you find out. Yeah, I get that. I get that, Josh Brugger. You can't. Cops released an image of the suspect and our $5,000. No, and there's a $5,000 reward. Who proofreads this stuff? And there's a $5,000 reward for any information that leads to an arrest. The beloved victim's shattered father told outlets he had been texting with his daughter through the day Saturday because she was home alone while he was at his job. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't like the sound of that. But anyway, let's keep going. Maria Gonzalez was assaulted before being strangled. Yeah, according to the local medical examiner. Yeah. At one point, she told her worried father someone was knocking at the front door. I told her, don't open the door because I'm arriving at work. So I guess he must have been shuttling, driving or riding with somebody else. Or I don't know. Riding that Iron Pimp, the bus. I don't know. He replied, according to Fox 26 News. I am in bed was her last correspondence. They left her under the bed in a plastic bag. Gonzalez said, they left my poor daughter. I'm gonna come back to that too. Let's plow through it. I'll come back to that too. Yeah, this the big man restless here. I see 4 stars. So yeah, so he pushing weight. He got weight on his collar. Image 5,000. Okay. The victim's gutted mother, Anna Elizabeth. What? She just gonna be Anna Elizabeth because I can't even begin to formulate what that say. Excuse me. Has demanded justice in the case. I don't want to cry anymore because I have a bad heart, she told Telemundo 47. I know what that is. Telemundo is everywhere down here. From Guatemala. Okay, so so she got word down there and Telemundo went to her in Guatemala and stuck a microphone in her face. Where she resides with Maria's younger sister and other relatives. Okay, so the husband and the 11-year-old girl is up here, and the wife and her and the little girl's sister and quote unquote other relatives are down there in Guatemala. Okay. I want justice. I need her killer to turn himself in, and I'm asking God that kind-hearted people help us bring our daughter's remains back to Guatemala, she asked. Adding, she just wants to see her daughter one final time. Man, I would be losing my freaking mind. I know I'd be losing my mind. I think that's the end of the story. Let's see. Yep, that's the end. And let's see. Okay, let's punch through some of this stuff. Okay, 18-year-old boy, 11-year-old girl. You can see how big he is and you can see how little she is, so he could easily overpower this little girl. Even if they were the same size, boys are naturally stronger than girls, especially when the boy is 4 times her size. Wait a minute. What the heck? Okay, look at this. I ain't going to read it. U.S. airman jailed in the UK for 12-year-old girl with autism while stationed at an airbase. What? Oh, boy. Homeless woman lured into Chelsea church courtyard. I have no idea where Chelsea church courtyard is. And, oh, boy. Mississippi girl 13 gives birth after being penetrated and denied abortion. Stop. Now, God dang it, now I'm getting all off, getting out of bounds, and that ain't what we trying to do here, but I just can't gloss act like I didn't see what I just saw. Anybody know me? I am pro-life. I'm not pro-death. I am pro-life to the core. I stomp down 10 toes. I don't care. I stand on this square. However, I've always said, in the instances where it's something like this, I've always said I wouldn't have a problem with the family and the victim saying no, because I couldn't see me forcing a victim to carry the seed of the person that victimized them. Now, if they're from some religious cult where they're just worse than me and abortion's completely out, we're going to have them. I'll cringe, but it's their decision to make. But even as a pro-life person, there's no way I would stand in the way of those people trying to force a 13-year-old girl to keep let the seed blossom in this particular. And then okay, well, since I opened the door, let me go all the way through. Now, we already know that this ain't even 2%. But just because it ain't is under 2%, well, it's 2%. Okay, I'll make it 3%. Well, it's not that much. No, I'm gonna make it 3% just so I can give you a tall, cool glass of STFU. Shut the flip up. Okay, shut the frack up. Like fracking oil wells. Yeah, shut the frack up. Yeah, there you go. I would have it in. It would have to be on the books. If it was up to me, it'd be on the books. If the family and the victim want to take care of that, but just your normal stuff, you on your 5th and 6th one, and trash trampoline and the party girl. Some people may figure out what I just said there. Trash trampoline and the party girl. You on your own. 13-year-old girl after this happened, no, I can't hold her to that. I can't. I won't. Okay. Now let's break this down. Okay. So he walked in. Now look, I'm no prophet on this. There's millions of degenerates just walking across the border. Millions. Side Road Joe gave them the green light. Even though it didn't, now legal immigration didn't start with him. It's been around before any of us been born, but now it's just turbocharged, and the gas pedal is all the way down to the floor, to the point where they coming across the border wearing Biden let us in t-shirts. Somebody paid for them t-shirts, y'all. Somebody bought and paid for them t-shirts. Okay, so the father, you at work, you going to work, so you leaving a child, an 11-year-old at home by herself. Well, I ain't got no choice. I'm talking out loud, y'all, because I filter stuff. My brain is a sieve on certain things. This clown, I'm reaching. I could be reaching. Y'all let me know. Juan Carlos Garcia Rodriguez, even though he's 18, he might see a pattern here. Carmelo Gonzalez leaves every day at this time and leaves this little girl at home. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud, y'all. He goes there, bangs on the door. The little girl, what she says somebody's at the door. Let's get it right. Yeah. She worried, father, someone's knocking at the front door. And I told her, don't open the door because I'm arriving at work. I'm in my bed was her last correspondence. Maybe that wasn't her that put I'm in my bed. Maybe she'd already opened the door before he responded back and told her not to open the door. She 11 years old. Hey, can I get a glass of water? I can only imagine. 11 years old? She opened the door. That savage get his hands on her, allegedly, if he did. Maybe he texts back, I'm in my bed. Maybe he texts that. How will we know? They left her under the bed in a plastic bag. He said they left my poor daughter. Well, maybe at the time he didn't know. And it could be, I mean, yeah, let's leave it at they. Because we don't know. But because I ain't going to beat a dead horse. They had this guy. They had him. Detectives found a key at the scene. It didn't say in the grass out front. It didn't say sitting on top of a mailbox in the mail room. It didn't say laying at the front gate of the complex. It didn't say on the steps to the complex. Or I don't know if they on the first floor, say, near the complex. It don't say steps. I mean, I don't know if it's multi-level or single level. We don't know. It says key found at the scene. And the key didn't match any other doors in the residence, but it did open another apartment door inside the complex. So how do they know it opened another apartment in the complex? That means they took the key and they checked all the doors in the complex and they found the one it went to. How else are you going to find? How else would you know that key would open another apartment in the complex like this story says? So did they go to that complex? And is that where they saw Juan Carlos Garcia Rodriguez? And then they questioned him, like they said, interviewed him. Police tied Garcia Gonzalez to the residence and interviewed him, but he has not been seen since. So, okay, so y'all basically, they interviewed him, they let him go, and he's gone. Y'all had the guy 18 years old. Who else is he living with? Illegal alien. They give you that little, well, I think it's $1,200 or $1,800 or something like that. Yeah, they give them debit cards. Yeah, they give them temporary ID. Yeah, they give them duty to appear papers. Ask me, I don't care what they tell you. I know what you can come down here and go outside the H-E-B grocery stores and the Fiesta meat markets and all the other stuff and see all them temporary cards in the trash because they empty now. You can go all over South Texas. They all over the place. Temporary WIC cards, temporary debit cards. Just like they gave the debit cards to the people from Louisiana during Hurricane Katrina. They're getting tattoos and going to script clubs and everything with, oh boy, I'm so sick of humanity. So y'all had the guy, let him go. Even knowing what y'all know what happened to this little girl and y'all let him go. There's enough blame to go around. Now, I ain't gonna sit here and blame the cops for what happened to the girl. But I will say this. It's adults' job to safeguard and protect children. That's your job. That's job one. To safeguard and protect children. You gambled, you lost. Took a chance, come here, probably came through the same way, brought the girl with you, got a job, here we are. The victim here is the child. Not the, I'm going to say it. Go ahead, call me names. I don't care. Are they feelings hurt? Mom and dad? Yeah. But yeah, are you in pain? Yeah. But you're not the victim. She is. Or was. Maria Gonzalez. She's the victim. Her right there. Everybody else, you all failed.